With Halachot of getting ready for Pesach, there is a very interesting halacha which is mentioned in the Gemara, Masechet Pesachim, which is there is a place where they don't do any melacha on Erev Pesach. Okay? What is the reason not to do melacha on Erev Pesach, and how do we define melacha?
What's a melacha?
So we're going to define melacha a little bit. Firstly, what's the reason why we don't do melacha? So any day that a person brings a personal korban in the Beit HaMikdash, that day is for him considered a Yom Tov. And therefore, on a day when there's Yom Tov, you don't do melacha. Nowadays, although we don't have the opportunity to bring a korban in the Beit HaMikdash, we're not going to be bringing a korban Pesach. Nonetheless, the prohibition of doing melacha on the day of Erev Pesach, when we would all be bringing a korban Pesach, that remains. Another reason which is given, which is the Chachamim wanted people to clear their schedules Erev Pesach, to make sure that all their preparations for the Chag and for the Seder in particular are ready to go, so we can start the Seder as soon as possible, not to lose our audience, not to lose the children. They should be falling asleep while we're still doing the last minute preparations. Now, a person who does melacha on Erev Pesach, the Gemara tells us, and Maran writes even more clearly that a person who does melacha on Erev Pesach, he does not see any success or any profit from that endeavor, number one. And number two, Maran writes that a person is put into excommunication. It's a pretty serious thing not to do melacha. The question is, as somebody asked, what is included in melacha? So anything which is light, anything which is a non-professional type of an activity is not considered melacha. And therefore a person will be allowed to do small tikkunim, getting his clothing ready, if a person trying his shoes before Yom Tov, that's allowed. The prohibition itself only starts after Chatzot. Okay, so I'm not sure what the calendar is, maybe it's 1:30. But the prohibition of doing melacha only begins after Chatzot. So anything can be done before midday. After Chatzot is when the prohibition begins. What does it include? We said anything which is a professional job. A person should get a haircut before Chatzot. B'diavad, Chacham Ovadia writes in the Chazon Ovadia that if a person did not do so, then he may get a haircut from a non-Jew. He may give himself a haircut if he's capable of doing so. You should try to avoid giving another Jew the job of giving him the job to do the work. Okay? Try not to go to a Jewish barber. So ideally, if possible, a person can schedule themselves, get a haircut before Chatzot. That's considered a professional melacha. So therefore, it should be done before the Chatzot. The person is allowed to cut their nails after Chatzot. That's not considered professional melacha, and that's allowed. What about doing business? Chacham Ovadia writes that since nowadays the primary minhag doesn't really have its real reason. We're not bringing a korban, and therefore it's a little bit more lenient. Therefore, a person is allowed to do business on Erev Pesach, according to Chacham Ovadia, even after Chatzot. However, he does say a person should not lose sight of the fact that it's Erev Pesach, and he should leave himself time, adequate time to prepare himself in the house. There's a tremendous amount of preparation that has to be done. Even on Erev Pesach, you have to prepare the matzot, you have to prepare the maror, make sure that this is not being done during the Seder. If you're shredding, it has to be done before the Chag. Many preparations. So even though a person is allowed to do business according to Chacham Ovadia after Chatzot on Erev Pesach, he should be wise and see what needs to be done and make sure that he has ample time to prepare before the Chag.